Hi, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a veteran, thanks for coming back. Today, we're going to talk about one dog, two dogs, three dogs. Which one is better? How many, or which one is easier, better, or
what to do about it if you do have a...
Yeah, if somebody has one dog right now and I want to get another one. And
so I got to wait until that one dies.
Yeah. I mean, you get calls all the time about this.
Yeah. So, of course, I want to sell dogs, so I always tell them, don't worry about it. No, I'm just kidding. Well, it's true, you don't need to worry about it, but that's not why, not because I want to sell more dogs, which I do, but there's no... I got to stop digging.
I'm just digging a hole. But we had one male, it was a male, and then that's how I met Hans. We said, well, let's add another one, but Hans said, don't buy a dog just for the
other dog. Yeah,
I remember that crystal clear.
Yeah, a lot of times people do. They want to buy a dog the other dog to play with.
Yeah, play with.
Oh, that's a horrible idea.
I remember Hans said that, like, it's not gonna, because he was really he's still kind of afraid of dogs. He just does not want to go near other dogs. He just doesn't. So I thought maybe the other dog will.
Oh, you mean your dog, not me?
Yeah, the male.
You're talking about me. I'm afraid to.
No. So I thought, well, why don't we add one and maybe adds a little more confidence to him and stuff. But
no, you're buying dog because you want to have another dog.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
Yeah,
or if you have a protection situation, and somebody comes to your property and there's two German Shepherds. The deterrent effect is not 100% bigger, but 200% bigger than if there is only one.
Yeah.
They will go to your neighbor who doesn't have any dogs, who has a cat.
Yeah. Poor cat lovers.
A cat could be pretty protected. Did you see that video that back then?
I know, yeah.
I'll put it up.
Maybe we'll put it up.
Yeah, that was funny, man. That cat, this guy was watching cats for his friend.
Okay.
And so he came in his house to start feeding the cats, and the cats attack him. It was precious, man.
It's Hans's personal protection cat.
That was good, man. That was good.
I joke with Hans. Hey Hans, if you're really good, then I'm gonna bring a penguin, and I'm gonna bring a lizard. Train it.
Yeah, it's like once I came to this one guy, and he had a mountain lion as a pet, and he didn't tell me.
Oh, geez.
Right, so I come to his house, and he says, I gotta go to the bathroom. I come in around the corner, comes fucking mountain lions, man. And he jumped at me and kind of bounced off me,
Yeah.
Like back, kind of bounced back, I was terrified, right? And this guy comes out and he laughs. He said, don't worry, he's declawed. And I said, what about his 4-inch teeth, man?
There's that problem.
Some people.
I never heard that story.
Yeah, well, that's a true story.
Everything I tell Hans the stories Hans tells. He can't make it up.
No, he couldn't make it up. This guy was pretty cool. I wonder what happened. What was his name?
Yeah.
He raised lizards, chameleons and stuff. He was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would know what happened to him.
It's normal
bodybuilder.
It's normal to have a mountain lion just in the house.
Yeah, just in his apartment, man. Fucking mountain lion. Oh my God. It was cool, so.
That must have been neat to be around it, just kind of like.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
One dog or two dogs. Right?
All right, see you guys next time.
No, anyway, so you have a one dog, right? And so you have or let's say you have 0 dogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you want to buy 2 dogs.
Yeah.
Right? And people will tell you it's a bad idea, right? And so there's a very combination. So you go from 0 to 1 or 0 to 2 or more. I would not go 2 more, right? But if you're a beginner anyway, I wouldn't. And then you go 1 and then next, right? And then next. So you may have 3 dogs, right?
Yeah.
So there's different ways to go about it.
Yeah.
And I want to say, if you have a one dog, you will have a completely different relationship with that dog than if you have 2 dogs or more dogs. So there's a big difference between 1 and 2 dogs, and then the difference between 2, 3, and 15, it's much smaller, right? But between 1 and 2, it's a big deal, big difference, you know. And, you know, but, you know, it's not that one would be better than others, you know, like, you know, I probably would never be with just 1 dog, okay? I like to have more than 1 around me, okay? And so I would not say 2 dogs is better than 1 dog or 1 dog is better than 2 dogs. I would never say that. It's just different, right? So it's probably, if you're a beginner, I would go through the experience of having 1 dog and then maybe later on add another dog to it, okay? And make sure they're different sexes, male, female.
What about the third one then?
Well, yeah. If you have
in your experience,
in 2 or any more dogs you have, you know, like if it's a male and female, there is no problem, almost never, right? But if you have a male and 2 females or female and 2 males, now there is going to be some friction in the hierarchy. And that friction starts, you leave the house, right? Because hopefully you are in leadership position over all dogs, so they figure, well, he's the leader and we're underlings, so whatever. But as soon as you leave, then the dogs are trying to figure out who's leader now. Right? And that's why you need to separate the dogs. You know, with some dogs, you know, before you leave, put them in the crates or 1 in, 1 out. Right? If you have, you know, some, you know, and I would just put them in a crate, you know. Don't leave. You do whatever you want, you know, and it's possible to leave the dogs alone in the house. But in my experience, it's like 95% bad idea and 5% it may work out. If you leave the house and leave the dogs loose. They'll get in the garbage, they'll chew up your curtains.
Well, you said that
tip off your aquarium.
Your dogs know when you're on the phone. Like that moment of attention. I mean, or the
I get on the phone and they just start settling scores between each other. You know, so I had to put people on hold and they shut the fuck up. And they're okay. You know. You know, but that's kind of a little bit side issue about, you know, so if you have a 1 dog.
What's the difference? You said there's a big difference between that 1 dog relationship and then you get this, like, what is the big difference for 1 versus 2?
Well, you're closer with 1 dog, right? Now you gotta kind of be closer with 2 dogs. And what you gotta make sure if you have 2 dogs, that both of them see you as a leader. And also, you got to teach them that they don't become dog-oriented. You want them to be people-oriented. You know, so like when you buy 2 dogs or have a second dog, or usually the biggest problem is if you buy 2 dogs and they're always together. You go to work and they're together in backyard and you know, and they're most of the time together, and you just become dog shit cleaner and food provider, right? So if you have more than 1 dog, you gotta make sure that at least at first, again, to build the default correctly, you separate the dogs completely. Let's say you get 2 puppies, litter mates. People say it's a bad idea. Well, it's a bad idea if you do bad things. Right? So you have a male and female puppies. You don't want to breed. You know, or you can have a male and puppy from 2 litters. It doesn't matter. You know, but same age. You get, you know, it happens. People buy dogs like that quite a bit, and so what you need to do, you need to spend quality time with each individual dog. Right? So you leave 1 dog home and take the other one for a ride in the car, for a little walk. Teaching them how to get over shallow creek and all that. 1 puppy, right? Then you leave that puppy home and do the same thing with the other puppy. So the puppies, each of them will bond with you and not with each other that much. Right? Once they bond with you, each of them bonds with you, then you have developed default because both of those puppies are looking up at you, right? Rather than looking at each other, and as I said, you are just dog shit cleaner and food provider, right? That's really big problem with two dogs, right? When you have only one dog, then it's, Now, so you just take that puppy for a ride or whatever, for a hike or whatever, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But when you have two dogs, people tend to take both puppies together for a hike or for a ride. You can do that, but first, at least 10, 20 times, do one at a time. Take one puppy for a hike, go camping overnight and take just one puppy and then go camp with the other puppy.
I remember you told me that when I got Yarina.
Yeah.
Said just take her.
Right.
Not Kai.
And once you have that, and you have that solid relationship with that each one of those two dogs, then you can start taking them together.
Okay.
Because then those dogs, both of them will look at you,
makes sense.
not at each other.
Yeah.
You can leave the dogs in the backyard together. Yeah. And then they become in relationship with each other. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I call it, make sure the dog is people-oriented rather than dog-oriented.
Got it. And if you have, so it doesn't matter if you have 4 dogs, 5,
well,
6.
After 2, 3, or 15.
But the concept is the same. You
That's
keep
the same
separating,
thing.
take one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I go hiking, I take different dogs.
Okay.
Even now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I have soft spot for Sarko, and when I'm taking different dog, he looks at me like, "Are you crazy? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And he's, the dogs, they figure out that they're going out,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're putting socks on, and I can put socks on and just stay in the house, no big deal. But if I'm putting socks on
to leave,
they know. I don't know how, they just do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they go crazy and make figure eights and spinning around and happy that he goes, and then I take different dog.
Dad, we are not gonna forgive you.
Breaks my heart, man.
I know. Hans came over one evening and says, "Oh, I got Sarko in the car," and he goes, he gave me the puppy eyes. He couldn't leave him at home. If you enjoyed this content so far, please subscribe to our channel. Also, Hans has a podcast channel called Dog Training for Life. Check that out so you can listen to the audio version.
Yeah, I just, and like my dog is right now in my car, and but he's happy, he's with me. He sleeps there right now. That's
the interesting thing with them is that as long as they're with you, it doesn't matter if they're in the crate.
Yeah, that's another thing, people say, well, I'm living in a small house and have a small lot, or I'm living in an apartment, I can't have a dog. You know what? The dog doesn't care if you're living on 1,000 acres with mansion on it, or if you are with the dog in the closet, as long as he can be with you. Okay? Yeah. That's what matters to the dog.
Yeah.
So.
That's
anyway, the takeaway from this video is, if you have more than one dog, make sure you spend quality time with each individual dog. Yeah. Especially in the beginning and even later on in the life. Yeah. So you have the relationship, the dog is person-oriented, person being you, rather than dog-oriented, being oriented towards each other, and you just are, as I like to say, dog shit cleaner and food provider.
Yeah, no, that's a great advice.
Okay.
If you guys are interested in purchasing a puppy or a trained adult, Hans is your man. These dogs come in from the Czech Republic, so they're not here in the States. I got my female from Hans, and she's awesome. If you want to learn more about how to build a personal protection dog from ground up, it's a must to buy the 4 video package. If you buy the whole package, Hans will give you support online.
Support. Coaching.
Coaching. That's a good way.
Yeah. Plus, you can just buy coaching. You already have a dog and you have questions. You can buy time.
Yeah, you can buy time.
You know, if it's a little question, I'll answer, no big deal.
Yeah.
But if it's something complex and you want to talk
Yeah.
to me for an hour or so,
Yeah.
I'm selling it. You can see it on Alpine Canine Real, 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 like a real
Realistic.
estate. And there is a what is it called? Coaching.
Coaching, yeah, it's right there on the top as they go
and you
through the
can
video.
you can buy hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, I think.
Yeah, 1, 2, or 3 hours.
Yeah,
people.
and people are doing it. You know, I had
We just put it up recently. I mean,
I had a guy today actually. You know, and you can split the time too. If you buy hour, you can make it for 15 minutes if you want, or whatever.
That's the best. That's a great value.
And I'm not really stickler on the minutes, right? You know, it's just kind of ballpark.
It's the best value you guys are going to get for your buck. Also, if you want to teach your dog obedience out of drive, meaning no cookies or toys, there's a great video on that. Also, how to feed puppies raw. And we're adding other videos to it too.
We're adding new videos for sale all the time.
Depends when you're watching this.
So periodically go there and see what's new, and maybe you will be interested in it.
So,
like right now we're building a video. Maybe by the time you watch this, it may be for sale already. At this time it is not yet, but you know, later on when you watch this, it may be already. And it's about how to keep the dog civil, the exercises to make the dog to maintain them civil. You know, we make them civil by the 4 videos, the bundle, which you can buy already. But then how to maintain it and how to make different exercises to make the dog civil, because you know, dogs generalize. You know, they are what do you call it? They're biased. You know, they learn something and stays with them all the time. And so you have to make sure that they still think about the situations the way they were trained. And there are different, you know, we're making videos now to make so you can teach you those exercises and also test the dog to make sure you know, and that those videos are coming up. So go periodically and watch the on the page the videos for sale, and you know there will be slowly coming new ones.
They're more in depth. Definitely. I mean, they're visual. Basically, that's what they're for. The podcast is awesome, and we have a lot of great feedback on it. But those are the visual, you know, deep dive into that particular issue, to teach the dog.
It's teaching videos.
Basically,
teaching videos. This is we just jibber jabber here.
It's good jibber jabber, though. A lot of people love it. So, All right, Hans. Well, thank you.
Ahoy.
Bye, guys.